Rage on that beat, going crazy.
This week's video, guess who's back? Back again, the Burnout Beater. We have 2 days to get this ready for a burnout competition. Well, time is ticking, so we better get to work on this Durango, also known as the Burnout Beater. Hey, welcome back to the channel. Yeah, we're gonna try to get this Burnout Beater back to life. I feel like I've said that a couple times in the Burnout Beater's life. But it's got a flat tire, dead battery, and if you remember right, we cut this Durango in half. Yeah, so she's looking pretty sad. So let's see if we can pump this tire up, if it holds air. See if it fires up. We haven't drove this thing in a couple months. So let's see what we need to do to get this thing to the next burnout competition. We also need to do something with this fuel system here. This pumps about 90 PSI, and I believe the Durango needs much less. I think it's like 50, 55 PSI for this high horsepower engine we got. All right, Bubba's got his muffs on, so we're ready to fire it up. It started! Dang, that was like first crank. Now we gotta put some air in that tire. Yeah, this is what happens. It starves itself. Or actually, it gets too full and it wants to die. It did. We got the Burnout Beater loaded up. Now we can head home, start messing with it and with the Burnout Beater, and try to get this thing to run right before the next burnout competition. And I'd really love to find some fenders for the back of that thing. Marketplace, I found some fenders, but they're about 2 hours away. The guy's just been busy lately. I'm thinking about putting Ranger fenders on the rear of that. Let me know what you think below in the comment section. I'm thinking that would look pretty rad. And here's what's on our list. We still currently have a half a Durango. So it'd be nice to box this in here and, you know, build some fenders, but first we must box this cabin. For seconds, we added this fuel cell in this cheap fuel pump, but it is pumping way too much PSI into the Durango, so it runs like crap. So we got a fuel pressure regulator coming so we can control the fuel pressure, and I got some metal to try to box this in. Here's some leftover scrap that I thought we could try to box the back of this cabin. Check out this metal I scored from the scrap yard at the shop. It couldn't fit any better. It's like meant to be. It fits right in there. Is there a lot of gaps? Yes. Will it work? Well, for tonight, it will. It's gonna be good enough. So let's throw some tacks in that little frame action and see if we can make something work. Remember, we only have a couple days to try to get this to the burnout contest. Well, the shop inspector is checking out the welds in the new bracket that we threw in the back there for the cab. I think she approves. And for us, it's gonna be good enough for now. Well, I have this giant sheet of metal also known as a hood. So let's see if we can do some measurements with our little frame that we have here, and see if we got enough sheet metal on that hood to seal this cab off. Bust out the tape measure. Well, the hood is about 1/2 inch too narrow, but I'm gonna cut it anyways. I think there might be enough to make this work. Fun fact, I got this hood on Marketplace, and my guess will be once I cut this up, someone's gonna wanna buy it. But now it's gonna be part of the burnout beater. So let's cut this hood. We got the hood cut in half. Well, quarter? No, 3/4? Check it out. That's what we're talking about. Burnout beater's a Jeep now. Well, the hood is mocked up. Will it work? Great question. I think I'm gonna cut the tunnel out because, you know, we don't have suspension. So the hood can just come all the way down and be flush with the bottom of the floor. So let's cut that tunnel out. Well, we got that hood all cut up, and it's gonna be hard to believe, but it fits. First time. Yeah, does it look the best? Probably not. But it's gonna work. Check it out. Look at that. First time. We cut it once, no lie. And it fits right in there. Look at it. I'm gonna be able to just, look at that gap. There's no gap. Very tight. Starts the gap here a little bit. Then here, ugh. So let's throw some tack welds along the top there. Do a little grinding action, little welding action, and the same on the floor. And then we can trim the access. A 1st gen Grand Cherokee rear hatch for the top, and the 2nd gen Grand Cherokee hood for the bottom. Let's get to welding. Well, there you have it. We now have a pickup Durango, or something like that. A Durango cart. We got the bottom tack welded on the floor the best we could. You know, because the Durango is pretty rusted. And that floor is not the best of shape, as you can see, but we got it tack welded. And we got it tack welded with the back hatch. That'll be a wrap for tonight. It's getting late. Hopefully we get the parts tomorrow to install the fuel pressure regulator on that fuel pump so we can go and do some burnouts in the Durango truck, the burnout beater, the Durango cart. All right, see you guys in the morning. Hey, it's the next morning. Just got back from a little coffee cruise in the Liberty. Now it's time to get back to work on the Durango cart. We haven't received the fuel pressure regulator yet, so I think we could maybe work on this back half a little bit more. So we got this little section right here that I'd like to fill in to maybe try to tie this in. So this is what I'm thinking. So we got this donor Jeep here, so I'm thinking about cutting a section right out of this back panel to fill in the back of that cab. Have my drugs in there now. Check it out. I think the piece is gonna work. We're gonna have to do a little trim in here. But check it out. I don't know. Gotta do something in this area. I think I might just cut this out. Not really sure. Not a body man here. Not a body man. But for sure we can tack this in down here, and then we can kind of just trim and cut to make this kind of look alright.
Uh-oh. Oh.
I'm not gonna charge anyone for this beautiful body work. Yeah, never been noted as a body man, but it's gonna be a cab. Yeah, we got a little hater pipe going on now. Get some style points. The boy cut that tailpipe up, and now we got her on the burnout beater. Rear cab situation, good enough for now. We got to work on this fuel system to see if we're even going to the burnout contest tomorrow. Oh, by the way, we're probably going to be the ugliest car there too at the car show. They also have the car show, and this isn't completely open. Let me get a knife. Let there be fuel. Regulated. Regulators. Mount up. Yeah, this is what's really important. This gauge. So, all pretty fittings. We have to put this in here. So we're gonna have to move the fuel pump back. Ideally, you'd want to put this on the firewall, but I really do not want to tie into the fuel system under the hood. So we're just gonna do it back here. It's gonna be good enough. Let's take that pump off and relocate it and throw the regulator in. Well, that was fun. I just got a little gasoline bath. I didn't even ask for it. Let's see if we can get this regulator hooked up. Well, we got the regulator in, relocated the fuel pump. Now we're gonna put some fuel in here and check for some leaks with my itty bitty gas can in our itty bitty fuel cell. We got the burnout beater to fire up, but we got a leak. The fuel is leaking at that fuel gauge that we installed. So let's take that off and put some Teflon tape on there, which you're probably supposed to do that at the beginning. It's escalated fast from the top here, and look what's inside there. What the heck? Gasket's leaking. I'm gonna try to clean this up the best I can and try to seal this somehow. Don't buy a $30 fuel pressure regulator from Amazon. All right. Okay, let's see if oh boy. Anywho, we put some RTV on there. Let's see if it leaks now. After a couple of leaks and tightening some fittings down, adjusting that fuel pressure regulator, I think we have it dialed. We got it out of the garage. So there should be. There is some inconsistency with that gauge. It wants to run about 40 to 50 and it bounces back and forth. But I'm guessing our cheap fuel pump there is garbage, just like that fuel pressure regulator. But guess what? We got a functioning Durango again. And I think we are this close to wrapping it up, putting it on the trailer, and going to the car show / burnout tomorrow morning. I wanna really finish up that cab, but time is getting thin. So I'm gonna cut up the other corner of the donor Jeep and we will do what we did for here, our sweet patch job for our cab. We'll mimic that on this side. Looks much better, doesn't it? So we'll mimic it on this side and we'll probably call it a night. Wash it up in the morning, load it on the trailer. We're gonna have a burnout beater once again. So that's that. So that's it on this video. Us messing around with the fuel pressure regulator and getting that cab kind of buttoned up for the competition tomorrow. And make sure you check out the next video because we are taking this to the burnout competition. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the ugliest car at the car show. All right, as always, thanks for watching and until next time.